Welcome to Empowerment in Illness. Today I have my first guest. It is my sister, Gennett.
Hello.
So, before we get started, I just wanted you to tell your story first. Talk about your life before your chronic illness, then tell your chronic illness, and then I'll just kind of answer questions and ask questions and that kind of stuff. So, tell me about life before you got sick.
Mr. Lupus hit me at a really, really serious time in my life. I was just graduating out of high school and having a good time, and then I went to college 2 years. Got my associate's degree in business science, and I had a degree in I just wanted to be a nurse. I got my associate's degree and went out and was having fun with all my friends, and nose started bleeding and it wouldn't stop. And I come to find out I didn't have any platelets. My blood wouldn't clot. And it hit me at a time in 1986 where I really wanted to just leave the planet. But I thought about my mom and my little sister. They'd be angry with me if I left. And with the illness became pain. The pain in the bones. Mr. Lupus knocked on the door. And the pain in the bones and the hospital, they would never go away. It was, it hit me pretty good here. And by 89, they had me in the hospital. I couldn't get around with people, friends, and go outside, be around people, or I'd get sick just by being next to another individual. Friends, they were everywhere before. Mr. Lupus kicked everybody around me away, and I just kind of stayed to myself for a while, and they told me, okay, we'll give you 5 years to live with Mr. Lupus, and guess what? You'll never have kids. So I kind of considered what they told me in the hospital, but I didn't back down. I said, Mr. Lupus, okay, 5 years. So let's go eat and sleep, and we can go shopping. And we only got 5 years, so let's go have a joyful noise. But I told God and my angel, I am not going to have 5 years on the planet. Oh, and I found a boyfriend. I didn't expect him to be that light-skinned character of that color. but I had a son. I survived through all of it. And my son, Julian, I wasn't expecting to have any kids, remember? And I lived to see him he'll be 35 next year. I tell God every day, thank you. Thank you so very much for letting me live to see my son. He'll be 35 years old next year, but and I'm still seeing my mom, and I'm still surviving, and I'm putting on my clothes and my socks by myself because they told me with the legs and hip surgery and the bone deterioration, deterioration of the bones in the hip was really bad with the pain. They wanted me locked Kepra, and then I'm an epileptic. Grew up watching my grandma, Mama Joe and Mama Fanny. Mama Joe always had these seizures everywhere, and it scared us. Me and my little sister Gwen. And we just called them hot fits. We didn't know it was epilepsy. But yeah, got epilepsy along with lupus and 4 hip surgeries with deterioration of the cartilage in both legs, and still have a son and still surviving. So Mr. Lupus, I just kept telling him, I'm gonna keep going. No matter how bad the pain, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. I've been doing that most of my life because I just try to encourage my little sister that no matter what's going on in your life and with the planet, you got Mother Nature and you got a blue sky and the sun gonna shine no matter how bad it rains, no matter how bad the storms, the sun gonna shine. And my little sister always looked up to me like that. And no matter how much fun I was having with all my friends, I just knew I had a little sister I had to raise because my dad had made me do that all my life. And I didn't want to have to raise her. But
okay, let's talk about that.
Okay.
When you were first sick, you were out and you were doing some experimenting.
Yes.
Yep.
And I didn't.
Your nose started bleeding.
Yes. With the friends trying to be something trying to be something I wasn't. I'll tell you the truth.
Right. And then when it happened, because Mom found out, and then they took you to the hospital. And remember, we didn't know anything else about lupus. We all thought you got lupus through drugs. So by the time I was diagnosed, we didn't put 2 and 2 together. Because it's
exactly, but we knew it wasn't drugs.
Exactly.
We knew it wasn't drugs that caused lupus because at the beginning we thought it was me going to have a good time with all my friends and drinking and partying and just never coming home and just having a good time with everybody. But that everything stopped. Mr. Lupus stopped everything and everybody, and it scared everybody. But my little sister found out. She was diagnosed with it. So we knew it didn't come from me being around Pete and Slug and Jada and Sheila having a joyful noise. It wasn't from those people that we grew up with, because I never let my little sister around people that smoke weed or anything, drink. I used to always kind of pop her and make her go home, because I just didn't want her to be like me. I wanted her to find her own friends and her own. She got to find people that's like you. And you know what? She found people that had knowledge. And can I say the word?
Yes, you can say it. Yes, we were all nerds. Yes, you can say it.
They were all nerds. She went and found a bunch of nerds. But I loved them anyway. And all I could do was smile when she found this group of people. I love you for that. I've been wanting to tell you that all my life. For just listening.
But I wanted to talk to you about the way that things happen, because you were diagnosed, and like I said, we thought it was drug induced, but you struggled a lot with it because you had to have, it deteriorated your bones.
Yes, it did. Really.
You've had surgeries. You've had 4 surgeries on your hips. So you got your hips done one at a time. And then you had to go back and have them replaced again.
Yes.
See, I had the bilateral hip. I had mine done at the same time, which I would never, ever, ever do that again. So talk about your surgeries.
This right after I had my son in 1990, I was carrying him around, but I couldn't put pressure on either of my legs, and I lost a lot of cartilage from bone to bone in both my hips. And I was wondering, what was that sound? It was making a sound every time I picked my leg up, and my legs, the bones were rubbing, bone against bone. And the more I moved around, the more the bone deteriorated. And they're like, you got to have hip surgery fast. You just can't walk around like this with no cartilage in your leg. And it was so painful for so many years, and I didn't want anybody to cut on me. But I had to get my hips done, and oh Lord, it's been so much pain since 91 and 1993. And they say the pain will go away. I just give it all to God and the angels and pray every day.
So, did you have to take any daily medication? Because I take prednisone and Plaquenil.
Beside me being an epileptic with my Keppra, they had me on so many. What do you call those? It's a name for them, but everybody taking Percocet, Vicodin, oxycodone. That's the name. Everybody's looking for a pill to take for their lives to get around, and my body and brain learned that it's not just the medication that you're doing is to, and now they want you on tape, morphine, some kind of morphine tape. And oh God, it's still a struggle today here in 2024. Now, and I'm still trying to survive and not lose my kidneys or my organs, taking pain medication to get up and eat breakfast, just to walk to the kitchen. Yeah. I just been trying to survive without the Walgreens, period. And it's really, really, really hard. It's really hard.
And so I wanted to go back and touch on the hips. You've had them done twice, and now they're still not correct.
They're still not correct. I have a piece of metal tearing away my pelvic bone. The Baptist Memorial Hospital in Memphis, Tennessee, it seemed like some kids were having fun. Let's just experiment on the black girl. And they went in and put metal in my legs. Instead of putting the right metal, they put metal screws inside the sockets to where whenever I pick my leg up and move it forward, the screws will tear away at the bone the rest of my life until they go into my organs and kill me. That's what's going on right now today. The metal is tearing away at the bones, and it's going to push it deep into my organs to where they told me here, 4 months ago, that yes, it will kill you. And it's going to.
So, is there anything that they want to do for it, the doctors? Like, do they want surgery?
Yes, they want a fifth and sixth hip surgery. And being 60 years old today, I decided not to let anyone else cut on me again. I'm too old to go and lay in a hospital bed and then wait for somebody to bring me food and put my clothes on and try to help when I'm so used to getting up, moving around, doing for myself.
Yeah, we are independent, huh?
Yeah, very. Especially without legs. Especially without legs. Very independent.
And we haven't even touched on the epilepsy, because with your seizures, you can't drive.
Speaking of driving, I had this really nice car. I love to just get up and leave, go across Minnesota Valley to the lakes. My grandbabies call me their lake lady. Lake Minnetonka. The Lake Lady. Lake Minnetonka. But with that pressure into that hip, I can't ever drive again, because the more you use the leg and try to be civilized or a real human being, the more pressure it pushes into the organ every
Okay.
day.
So what keeps you going? Because lupus is painful. Lupus is a beast.
It's a real dragon beast, but I have to tell him every single day. I got a mama that I love and a little sister that's gonna help me destroy you. I have to fight with him because he comes in. He comes in and try to tear away the morning and the sunshine. I step on him in the kitchen. I'm gonna make my breakfast. I'm gonna take my shower and put my clothes on. You can't stop me. Talk to him like that every day. A beast. I can't stand. I wouldn't call it a different color. Just a beast.
Yeah.
One of the Chinese dragons. And I love kung fu. And I've been trying to kick him and I can't raise my leg up. But no, the
And
best
then
way to
the biggest thing also is the depression that comes with having a chronic illness.
but you can't. Depression is gonna set in with any illness. You have to sit back and talk to yourself and your body and brain like it's another human being. The depression, if you let it set in too deep, it'll kill you.
Yeah.
So you can't be sad. You gotta fix your life, your time, your body and brain to find some way to smile. You have to stay happy all the time, even when you got on that fake smile at the bank. You say, "Hello, how are you today?" When you really don't feel good on the inside, and you have to keep that. That's the way you keep Mr. Lupus tamed down. That little fake smile, and he won't never ever win. And he hate happiness and moving around and still enjoying yourself. You can do it. Keep the fake smile going and keep stepping on him every single day. Because he'll never, ever, 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 ever go away. And don't ever let him come in and sit in your living room or in your tub with you. Always kick him out.
Yeah.
I can do this by myself. I don't need you around. Always talk to it like it's another individual and just make them go away. And eventually the happiness will. And I turn my music on. Music is the best medicine ever. Besides all those different pain medications that they give you to destroy your organs, music and exercise. You have to put your body and brain to that solid thing. Find something that you love to do with your life every day, and it will never, ever, ever get to you.
Yep. You got to refocus your mind. Because, with the pain, all you can think about is the pain. And when you're hurting, depression just sets in. It's like, okay, it hurts too bad. I can't do this. I can't move. And then you start feeling sorry for yourself. Why me? Why am I in this position?
And our Lord always say everything happens for a reason. And you have to listen to those words and what you're saying out of your own mouth. And you have to deal with that. If it's happening for a reason, okay, let it happen. But it still won't beat me. I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna be happy, and I'm gonna still step on you, Mr. Lupus. I don't care how bad the pain is. I can roll over, do soft little steps, go outside, exercise, just nice and soft. Take your time each and every day. And Mr. Lupus eventually will always go away.
And what else you do? Who do you call?
And my mom, and my mom, and my little sister. I can't stand her. All my life I loved her. You know when you love somebody so much you hate them? I call her crying, but she's my baby.
And
My
what I
daddy
tell
made
you, stop. If you
Yeah.
stop, you don't stop crying, I'm gonna hang up.
she do that to me. But I have to listen. So she'll listen to me.
But the thing that I like more than anything is that I keep you laughing.
Yes, the happiness. And it keeps Mr. Lupus away. And she knows exactly how to fix him and make him go. She thinks of something every single time. He's ratting at me, I'm coming to get you. When he's back. But that happiness keep him so far away.
I'm hoping that I didn't just lose her. But if I did, because I think we may have just gotten disconnected. There you go.
Recording. It's still going.
Okay. Yeah. Just for a moment, I thought I lost you.
I'm right here. Yeah, you're not losing me. We're going to get rid of Mr. Lupus stepping back again.
Yeah, let's talk about that. You always wanted to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Right? I'm in so much pain. I'm ready to go. And what I tell you?
Stop talking like that. I always want to join.
Ain't ready for you yet.
Say it one more time. They don't want you in the heavens. They don't want you up there. Everyone, that makes me just melt on the inside of my heart when she tell me the heavens don't want you.
And then I say, if you decide to try to go there, he gonna look at you like, Go back. Nope.
Go. You got to go back. You can't come here with us. My little sister tell me this all the time. They don't want you in the heavens.
And I have
to see they're not ready for you. You have to stay here with the people. I'm like, I really gotta stay. I've always loved her for that. I've always really loved her for that one. That's the best medicine ever. Happiness in your family. You have to have your family with this chronic disease, someone to talk to.
And we got a really good support system with this family.
Yes, baby. And especially with all the pain.
And just think of the rest of them that has something. I need to call Deborah and talk to her too, because anytime we go through something, the family is there. Somebody's there.
Yes.
And remember when I had my surgery, you wanted to come down because you're like, I just need to see her. I got to see her. I need to put my eyes on her. I got to make sure she's okay. And I kept telling you, I'm fine. And you're like, no, I'm coming home. I need to see you. So it's good, that we have a connection like we do. As big as we are.
Yes.
Our family love each other.
And she still listens to me today. All these years.
Sometimes.
She really does. Most of the time, especially when I'm in a really good mood.
You listen to me. Because growing up, I didn't like you at all. You were a big bully. You couldn't play fair.
I hated losing at Jack's. You know how bingo. I hated.
I beat you at everything. Chinese jump rope.
I used to beat up on them just because I lost the game. Marbles. Yes. And everyone, growing up, we didn't have the television. Look, internet. Like it just went out. We didn't have that growing up.
No, we played outside a lot, and we made up our own games.
Yes, and softball, everybody that we lived around growing up, we made up our own games and just growing up outside.
Yeah.
And we're never looking into a TV or a game to play with or the internet, like what just happened, ever. And I always loved that part of our life. growing up without having a connection with business people to survive. You shouldn't need a source like a phone, what just happened to everyone, to survive.
Oh,
You shouldn't need that. And I was crying because I couldn't hear or understand the people that I was living around. They don't speak English or understand good morning. Ooh, I don't know what to say. Duh. I'm like, oh God, please let me walk to McDonald's. Let it be somebody there that's human. But the African American people, they're barely speaking English, and I'm learning a lot about life. With you got women out there that's 15 years old with 3 babies, and I'm like, what? I've never seen that before in my life.
That's a whole nother podcast.
Oh Lord, Lord,
Whole nother
Lord.
podcast.
Okay,
We talk
okay,
about
okay. I've seen a lot. Okay, baby. Okay.
But one thing that I want to just say that I'm glad you were my first guest.
But
And one thing that I do on here is that, I tell people that we need to do what I call healing heartbeats. And this is the time where you take 3 minutes. You could scream, cuss, shout, cry, do whatever you need to do to get negativity out.
you have to.
If you stay in depression all
Yeah.
day,
You will
every
get sick.
day,
You will get sick, and you will
Yeah.
leave the planet. You have
Exactly.
to. You will leave the planet if you get sick with depression and crying and pain. You have
Yeah.
to get up, and you have to survive through the pain. You have
the
to.
the other day I was reading this. It's from something on Facebook. It's this lupus chat, and there was a woman in there, and she says, I've had lupus for 43 years, and she said, and I'm just ready to die. And to me, just listening to that, I was like, okay, she's in pain and she just gave up. Like, she don't want to see anybody, she don't want to talk to anybody, she just sitting in the corner waiting to die. And that is absolutely no way to live. And there's nothing that you can do, like nothing
To
I can
stop
do.
him, and nothing anyone can do to stop it. She has to do it herself because he's been there for 40 years, just 43 years. I've had it for 40, but she has to look at it, and she has to still say, okay, well, we'll see how long I got going on with this pain, and let's go see if we can eat breakfast and eat lunch and eat dinner and sleep and poop. You got to
But
be able to use the bathroom.
But I tell them, like, to me, lupus will knock me down. Lupus can knock the wind out of me, but lupus can't defeat me.
Exactly. It wouldn't.
Right.
Don't ever let a chronic illness that you know is destroying your body on purpose. This disease is there to kill you on purpose, and you have to fight back on purpose. You have to fight it back really hard, no matter what. Always step on Mr. Lupus' head. No matter how bad the pain, you can survive. If I've been doing it for 45 years, you can do it too for the rest of your life.
All righty. Well, I totally appreciate you, and I love you for doing this for me.
No problem.
And again, you were my first guest, and you were a perfect guest to have on this show. So, everybody, welcome my sister, and I want to thank everybody. Remember, we just have healing hearts and warm hugs, and this is empowerment and illness. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. And remember, Mr. Lupus, make him always go back home. Goodbye.